Okay. All right. May I invite you guys to open the Excel file? There are actually 3 Excel files that I shared with you. Okay, kindly open. The last one has answers already, but may I invite you to open the one without answers? Okay, and also the one with answers para quick reference. No? Okay, so today we're going to discuss the concept of the time value of money. And we said before that 1 peso today is not the same as 1 peso 10 years down the road. Magkaiba yon, magkaiba yung values nila because money has cost. May cost ang pera kaya hindi pa pwedeng we cannot say that 1 peso today is just the same as 1 peso 5 years from now. In fact, mas gusto natin yung 1 peso ngayon kaysa 5 years from now because with 1 peso now, we can put it in an instrument, in an investment, and then its value 5 years down the road will be different. So as regards the time value of money, there are several processes that we're going to learn. Number 1 is the process of compounding. Pag sinabi natin compounding, guys, we're looking at the future value. Given a certain amount now, we'd like to know what's the equivalent amount X number of years down the road. So kunyari itong problem na to, meron tayong present value na meron tayong value ngayon na 1 million, magkano siya 5 years from now? Okay, magkano yung amount na yan? So the process of getting the equivalent future value is called compounding. And in order to get the future value, we multiply the value now, the present value, with a certain factor. Yung factor na yan, ang pangalan, ang amount yan, 1 plus r raised to the t. And it's called a compounding factor. Okay, so compounding factor yan, no? And it's equivalent to, as I mentioned, 1 plus r raised to the t. On the other hand, pag binigyan tayo ng future value, kunyari binigyan tayo ng amount na to, and we'd like to know how much is the equivalent value now. The process of getting the present value given a future value is called discounting. Okay, so we discount the amount. Given tayo ng future value, magkano siya ngayon, we need to discount that, and the factor by which we multiply it with yung future value is called your discount factor. And it's equivalent to 1 plus r raised to the negative t, which is just the same as, it's the same as 1 plus r raised to the negative t is the same as 1 over 1 plus r raised to the t. That's from your algebra. Okay, so we have some examples here. Let's suppose we have 1 million now. How much is it 20 years down the road at 12%? So this is an example of a compounding problem. So let me delete this. Delete ko muna itong mga to. No? In the nung sa binigay ko sa inyo, I think okay. Wala namang mga answers yan, ano? Okay, so let's compute this. I hope guys you open the empty Excel file para ma-practice natin. So here, we're given the present value. Ang pinapa-compute sa atin yung future value. So we are asked to compound yung 1 million natin 20 years down the road. Ito 30 years, ito 40 years, ito 100 years. So let's see how the future value is affected by differences in the number of years. So let's use the formula. So in order to compute for the future value, we have to multiply the present value with this compound factor. So let's do that. So we're given the present value at 1 million, this one, and we multiply it by the compound factor 1 plus r. Okay, our r is 12% there, and then raised to the ang exponent sa Excel, guys, is shift 6. That's our caret. Shift 6, 20. Okay, enter. All right, so anong ibig sabihin yan? Yung 1 million today is the same as 9.646 million in 20 years time at 12%. So we can say that we are indifferent, guys. Indifferent tayo. If we were asked to choose between 1 million now at saka 9.6 million 20 years down the road at 12%, we are indifferent to choosing among them. Ano ibig sabihin indifferent? Wala tayong pakialam kung ano yung pipiliin natin. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter guys kasi equivalent sila. Yung 1 million ngayon, pareho lang na 9.6 million in 20 years at 12%. Okay? Clear yun. No? Okay, then we can use the Excel function. Sa Excel, meron tayong tinatawag na FB. FB, no? Yan. FB. Anong sabi ni FB? So before you type the parentheses, magbibigay si Excel ng ng definition ng function na to. It returns the future value. Okay, future value daw of an investment. It can be based on a periodic constant payments and a constant interest rate. So constant yung interest rate natin 12% and it can be based on a periodic constant payments. Itong periodic constant payment guys, ano yan? Annuity ang tawag dyan, no? Which I'll be explaining in a while. Okay, ang cash flow natin that we're looking at is not an annuity. Kasi mag-isa lang yan, no? Ang annuity kasi constant stream of cash flows. Okay, yung sa atin naman, it's a single cash flow at 1 million. Okay, so just take note of that, no? Okay. So ang mga parameters sa kailangan yung rate which is 12%, comma. Okay, N per is 20, N per is number of years. Okay. PMT guys is payment and it refers to an annuity. So ginagamit lang natin yung annuity kung constant uniform stream of cash flows. Ito hindi kasi 1 million lang yan. So we ignore annuity. You can either type 0, pwedeng ganyan, or just ignore, just type another comma. Kasi pag another comma, Excel will read the number between the commas as nothing or 0. So it's just the same. So PV natin is 1 million. And then comma, you have here type. Okay, yung type na yan guys, it refers to your annuity. So since this is not an annuity, we just ignore that. Okay, and then parentheses. So wala tayong annuity, so we don't include the type in the parameters. Control Enter. Okay, so we have 9.6 million. Now, you notice guys na it's negative 9.6 million. Bakit negative? Kasi Excel guys is very sensitive and it's transactional. Yung pag-compute ng future value, present value, it's transactional. Ibig sabihin, it takes into consideration the direction of the cash flow. So since yung present value natin positive, cash inflow, ang sinasabi niya yung future value mo should be a cash outflow. Kasi transactional siya. Ibig sabihin, ngayon nakatanggap tayo ng 1 million, positive kasi cash inflow. No? It's a cash inflow, 1 million. So this presupposes that it's possibly a loan. Okay, loan tayo. Nag-loan tayo ng 1 million. So at the end of 20 years, at 12%, ang babayaran natin, 9.6 million. Outflow naman yun. Okay, so you notice guys, very sensitive si Excel sa direction ng cash flow. So if I place here, for example, if I made this negative, which means outflow siya, ibig sabihin, nag-invest tayo, okay, after 20 years, positive na to. Based on our formula na FB, okay, it's positive. Okay? I hope that's clear. Now, since we're not looking at the nature of the transaction at this moment, wala tayong pakialam kung loan yan o investment yan. We just wanted to know the equivalent. What we can do is, number one, you can put here, sa B9, this is your present value, you can put here negative. So, pag ginawa natin negative yung present value, so yung future value natin magiging positive na. Okay? Or, wag natin ilagay dito. Dito natin ilagay, future value refers to cash flow. Okay, negative. Lagay natin dito na negative so that we have a positive answer. Okay, so once again guys, bakit natin linalagyan ng negative? Kasi hindi naman tayo interested dun sa nature ng transaction. Wala tayong pakialam kung loan yan o investment yan. No? All we want to know is magkano ba yung equivalent na cash flow ng 1 million in 20 years time at 12%. That's what we want. Okay, so the equivalent is 9.64 million. So once again, I'd like to clarify, I'd like to reinforce that we are indifferent to 1 million now at saka 9.646 million 20 years down the road at 12%. Okay, clear ba yun guys? yung equivalent yung 1 million sa 9.646 million in 20 years at 12%. Paki-chat naman please kung clear siya. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Sana maraming mag-chat, guys. Okay, kasi nakakatulong sa akin to as feedback. Very good, very good. Appreciate guys the yung sunod-sunod na pagkaano. Yan. Thank you. Okay, simple lang naman guys yung yung na-appreciation ko, yung ina-acknowledge yung question, sumasagot kayo, and that for me is very important, no? Okay. Next, we go to paano kung 30 years yung compounding natin, o 40 years o 100 years. Gaano yung effect ng compounding? Okay, so tingnan natin to. Actually guys, we can copy this formula. Pag i-copy natin yung formula, since nakalagay naman dito yung 1 million, 30 years at saka 12%, pareho pa lang yung, okay yung formula na to. No? But let's just practice and then just put negative FD, negative future value. Bakit natin yung negative? Kasi yung present value natin 1 million and we just want a positive answer. Kasi hindi naman natin tinitingnan yung nature ng transaction. Again, the rate is 12%, comma, NPER is 30 years, comma, this is not an annuity, ignore the PMT, comma, the present value is 1 million. And then yung dulo, yung type, ignore it kasi the type refers to the annuity, control enter. So it's 29,959. So kita nyo guys, yung laki ng pagtaas, no? Ang tawag dyan, the power of compounding. So the more years we add, the more sensitive will be our future value to increases in the number of years. In fact, guys, ito, ikakopy ko na lang to. If I drag it to the right, okay, take a look at this. In 30 years time, magiging 29 million siya. In 40 years time, 93 million. Diba, pwede natin isipin na in 20 years time, 9.6 million. So dapat in 40 years time, kung linear yung relationship, times 2 lang yan. Kasi nag-times 2 yung years eh. So dapat yung future value natin magta-times 2. Sabihin natin 20 million na. But no guys, the future value is 93 million. Ang layo dun sa 20 million. Diba? There's so much more itong 40 to 100. Or kaya 20 to 100. Kung linear siya, sabihin natin 10 million to, no? 10 million times 5. Kasi yung 20 years, magiging 100 years, times 5 yan eh. So 10 million times 5, that's 50 million. Pero dito, 83 billion. Wow. That's a big difference. So magkaiba guys, yung power of compounding, it's not linear. Okay? So may I invite you to open an Excel sheet very quickly. Magawa lang tayo ng maliit na exercise dito. Okay. So we know, ilalagay ko lang siya sa C2 guys para if you want, para sana you follow along. 10%. Tapos yung PV natin, di ba, present value is 1 million. So that's 1 million. Now what will happen, ang gusto natin malaman yung future value. What will be our future value if our rate, if our years, yung NPER natin, sabihin natin from, kung 0 siya, or increment sila ng 5, 10, 15. So gawin natin up to 100 years. So what's a quick way in order to generate that series? Yung 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. One quick way is just identify the first two, 0 and then 5. So mahuhulaan ni Arya na ni Excel yan na tayo, i-increment ng 5, no? Dali Okay. So if we highlight these two and then copy down, okay, so we can easily generate yung 100, year 100. Okay. Or others would suggest, mag-0 muna tayo dito, tapos is equal to this plus 5. And then copy down. Okay. Now, guys, notice na medyo yung accelerated yung pace ko, no? Of course, I'm going to post this recording, and then you can also look at the recording dun sa sana napanood niyo guys yung pinaano kong video, no? You can review that, or this one, just to reinforce your learning if you find this discussion to be quite fast. No? Okay, now I'm going to delete this. Okay, kasi may mas magandang way. Kasi paano kunyari kung ang series mo up to 1 million? Kunyari up to 1 million to. Good luck na lang, ano? Kasi tingnan nyo guys, so ito 3,000 pa lang tayo. Hanggang kailan matatapos yan? It will take long if we want to create a series hanggang 1 million. Okay, so matagal yun. Let me teach you a very quick way to generate a series of increment of 5. Okay, kunyari from 0, mag-a-add tayo ng 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5 to the series para ma-generate natin 5, 10, 15, 20 hanggang 1 million. Sabi mo nga kanina, kung i-manual natin to, it will take long. But the faster way is to use the fill series function of Excel. So we have to start with the first cell and then go to home, and then dito makikita natin sa editing. Can you see editing in your computers? And then fill. Fill. And then meron tayong series dito, series. Okay, so ito yung mga options natin. Number 1, ano yung position ng series natin? Rows ba o columns? Kung gusto natin pababa, no? So it should be in columns. Okay, so anong type? Merong linear, merong growth, may date, may autofill. So we can generate na may multiplicative. No? Pero linear lang sa atin kasi plus 5, plus 5, plus 5 tayo. Pwede rin date. Yan. Okay, so let's just focus on linear. And then step value natin is the increment. Sabi natin we'd like to have increments of 5. And then stop value, gawin natin 1 million. 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Just to show you how fast this is, okay? Yan, tingnan nyo guys. Hanggang 1 million na yan. Okay, so that's in row 200,004. Imagine kung kanina dinadrag natin yung series na yun. 200,000, row 200,000 tayo. Matatagalan tayo niyan, di ba? So that's the point. Okay, so Control Z, let me backtrack. So 0, ulitin ko, home, fill, then series. Series should be in columns. Step value is 5. And then stop value is 100. Ganun lang. Okay? There you go. Yan, 100. Okay? Ano lang yan, mga konting tips and tricks in Excel. But what we're really interested in is compute the future value. If the n per is 0, 5, 10, 15, etc. So let's use the formula, negative FV. Negative guys kasi alam natin na negative yung ilalabas na answer kasi present value natin positive. So our rate is 10%. So I'm going to fix the row. Ngayon, paano ka i-copy yung formula pababa? So ibig sabihin si column E hindi nagbabago. Therefore, ang gusto ko lang i-fix yung row 2. Okay, para hindi siya aalis sa row 2. Tapos since hindi naman natin kailangan i-fix si column kasi naka-fix si column. Comma, n per is what? Dito tayo magsisimula, 0. PMT, wala tayong PMT. Present value is 1 million. Again, I'm going to fix the row. Yan, para hindi siya bababa, ando lang siya sa row 3. Okay, and then ignore the type because this is not an annuity. Control Enter. Okay, sandali ha. Format lang natin, Control 1 at make it a number. There. So of course guys, ang future value ng 1 million today is 1 million pa rin. Okay, kasi hindi naman siya gumalaw eh, kasi 0 lang yung number of periods. And then we can just double click this. Okay, there you go. So ito guys yung future value natin. So much so that at the end of tama ba? Wait, check ko lang ha. Parang hindi. FB D3 wait, sandali. Rate is 10%. NPER is D4. You're correct? Correct? PMT, ignore. Present value is 1 million. NPER is D4. Okay. Y is, bakit ano? Dapat 83 billion to. Check lang natin guys yung formula natin. Something's wrong with my formula. Kasi dapat pareho lang dito. Ano? Dapat sa 100 years, dapat 83 billion na siya. Pero 13 lang to. Sino ako nagkamali? Ulit. So we're looking for the future value ng rate at 10. Sorry. Hindi pala 10% yung rate natin. 12% yung rate natin kanina. My apologies, guys. 12% pala. Kaya pala iba. Okay, so this should be okay now. Yan, 83 billion. So notice, guys, that the relationship between the number of periods and the compound value is not linear. Let me plot this. Insert. Let's use the scatter plot. This one. Okay. So take a look, guys. Control X. It's not ganun. Lalagay ko dito sa taas. Okay, take a look at the relationship. So it's not linear. Hindi linear yung relationship ng ano natin, ng it's not as if when I insert a line here, shape, and then this one, insert ako ng line dito. Okay. Sorry, mali yun na ano ko. Ulit, insert, shape, ito lang. Yung arc na to, walang direction. There. Okay, if you take a look, guys, at our plot, you notice that the increment, yung pagtaas ng ano, yung pagtaas ng ano natin ng future value is exponential. Grabe yung laki, no? Compared to this linear. Okay, malaking difference ng linear growth at saka exponential growth. So this is what happens when you compound money. Okay. Now, a practical example of this, guys, is when you invest. Okay, and one example of an investment is an insurance policy, lalo na kung variable. No? Kasi pag variable, guys, parang you're killing two birds with one stone. You are, number one, you are protecting your beneficiaries in any eventuality. Kasi alam naman natin, guys, na we don't control our life. No? Anytime, pwede tayong tawagin ni Lord. No? Sabi nga sa scriptures, it is appointed unto men once to die. So may appointment na tayo kung kailan tayo mawawala sa mundong to. No? And we don't know that. Hindi natin alam kung kailan yung nakatakdang oras sa atin. That's the fact of life. That's the truth of life. The Creator has appointed us to a particular time. And we cannot deny that. We cannot ignore that. So you know of people who left the world na ang bata-bata pa. Tapos we tend to ask, ba't ang bata pa, no? Tapos meron naman people who have lived their years fruitfully, no? May mga 100 plus years, 90 plus years. They've lived a full life, a very fruitful life. So sinasabi natin pag gano'n na naging maganda yung buhay ng tao niyan, no? Naging very fruitful yung buhay niya. Okay, so the point is, guys, an insurance will allow us, for example, to, kunyari may family na kayo in the future, kunyari for the the males dito sa Philippine culture kasi yung padre de pamilya, siya yung talagang provider. Although ngayon, yung demographics natin nagbabago na. Ngayon, it's not unusual now for the husband and the wife to be working na pareho nagtutulungan sila. Dati kasi yung demographics, lagi lang yung husband and the wife stays at home. So a good provider, yung mga qualities dati ng husband, in the event na umalis siya sa mundo, covered yung family niya, covered yung mga anak niya, covered yung asawa niya. No? And that's still true up to date, kahit nag-work na yung wife, ganun pa rin yun. Importante pa rin yun. So one way to do that is investment, no? And a good way is an insurance. For example, there are other tools, no? I'm just using an insurance kasi madaling i-explain. No? So for example, later on guys, magtatrabaho na kayo, you'll have your own sweldo, your first salary siguro. Ang tanong, anong gagawin nyo doon? Siguro yung iba sa inyo, you might be thinking of buying your first iPhone na yung latest model na kayo yung bumili. Kasi dati siguro parents yung nabibigay sa inyo yan. Nothing wrong with that, guys. Pero ang masasabi ko lang, is there another option for you to use your money? Hindi masama, guys, kung yung kunyari, first salary nyo, i-blow out nyo sa parents nyo in appreciation for what they have done. Or think of a token for gratitude for their sacrifices, for their love, and for their love for you. No? Yung pag-aaruga nila sa atin, sa inyo. No? So you might think of a gift for them like that. Or pwede rin set aside some for investment. Kasi ang investment, guys, ano ibig sabihin ng investment? You're foregoing the benefits of today in order to get the fruits of it later on. No? Mas malaki, hopefully. No? Ganun ang investment eh. So ibig sabihin nun, instead of buying that Samsung unit or mga Sony PlayStation or whatever, no, or Huawei phone or iPhone, guys, or iPad, etc., etc., etc. Kasi based on utilities, pwede mong sabihin na meron pa naman akong luma, okay pa yan. Hindi ko naman kailangan na yung pinaka-latest na it could cost me 80,000 or 70,000. Gamitin ko na lang yon. Kukuha ako ng policy siguro. Kasi mas maganda, guys, na may policy kayo habang maaga pa. Kasi yung fruits yan, guys, ang sinusunod yan ito. Kaya ako sinabi yan, guys, kasi yung power of compounding. So, of course, knock on wood, guys, na naghulog tayo ng premium sa policy. Tapos, if we are gone in this world, ang magbe-benefit nun yung beneficiary natin. Whether your parents, kung sino man in-appoint nyo as beneficiary, yung anak nyo or yung parents nyo. No? Or, God willing na tumagal pa tayo dito sa mundong to. No? So, pag nag-mature na yung policy nyo, kanya 30 years down the road, 40 years down the road, parang retirement money nyo nun. Magiging malaki, guys, yung yung cash surrender value, yung return. No? Kasi ganito yung policy, yung premium na inaano nyo. Okay? Of course, sa earlier years, maliit pa lang yan. Kung titingin yung plot, guys, ganito. No? Pero over the years, guys, habang tumatagal, grabe yung laki niyan because of the power of compounding. Okay, so I just mentioned that as an example of the power of compounding and why it makes sense to invest in instruments like insurance. Kasi double-edged sword yan, no? I mean double-edged yung yung advantage. One is you're able to prepare also for your family in case nawala tayo sa mundong ito at an earlier age, or God be blessed kung tumagal naman tayo dito tapos magkaroon ng mature na yan, okay? And then you get a really huge amount, no? Huge amount, and then parang na yan, parang retirement nyo rin yun. You can use that as for your retirement. Okay, so balik tayo dito, no? Nakita natin dito yung yung difference. It's what we call the power of compounding. Okay, then one more thing before we leave this one. Yung question ng how long does it take us to how long does it take us to double our money given a certain interest? So dito, let me delete this. Okay, pakita ko lang sa inyo. So, if we have 1 million today, okay, and we'd like to compute for the future value. No? So, negative FD, ginagamit natin. Rate is 12% here, comma. Amper is ito. Ito yung amper natin. Ilang years, comma. Walang PMT, meron tayong present value, ito. Okay, so that's our formula. So 1 million pa rin to kasi wala naman ditong years. Kung naglagay tayo ng 1, okay, so that means that in 1 year's time, yung 1 million natin magiging 1120 if the rate is 12%. But that's not what we want. Ang gusto natin, ilan ba to? Ito yung sinusolve natin, yung amper na to. How many years will it take para yung 1 million natin maging 2 million? So there are several ways to do this. Ang titingnan muna natin dito yung ano yung goal seek. We can use goal seek, no? Remember we did goal seek before. So set cell natin, ang set cell natin ito, yung 1120. To what value? Dapat madoble yung pera natin, dapat maging 2 million to. 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 2 million. By changing what cell? Ito. Ito yung babaguhin niya. So hahanapin niya yung number of years para maging 2 million yung pera natin. Double yan ng 1 million. Okay? Okay? So we get here, okay, it's 6.12 years. Okay. So ibig sabihin yan guys, kahit na kung 20 million to, magiging 40 million to. Regardless of the initial amount guys, it will take us 6.12 years at 12%. Okay, at 12%. Now, there's a shortcut, yung power of 72. Ito approximate yung power of 72. Paano kinocompute yan? So, kinocompute yan by this one. So, at 12%, guys, how long will it take us? How long will it take us to have our money, our money doubled? So, we can this one, this. Tapos dapat tanggalin natin yung tanggalin natin dapat yung percent, no? So, minultiply ko lang ng 100 para matanggal yung percent. Dapat siya tanggal yung percent, no? So, the answer is 6. 6. So, ang approximate, guys, using the power of 72, the approximate number of years is 6. So, if we change this, kunyari 10 years, 10%, no? If the interest rate is 10%, money will double in 7.2 years. Okay, kung malaki yung kunyari 15%, so in 4.8 years lang madodoble na yung pera. Pero kung mababa yung percent, guys, yan. Kung 1%, 72 years approximately for us to double our money. Okay, so let's plot that, no? Let's plot that here. Yung doubling ng pera. Okay, so if the percentage is 1, so 1% to, no? 1%. Oops. 1%. Okay, so magawa tayo ng 1%. Tapos mag-increment tayo. Home, field, series. Increment of 1% din. So, ibig sabihin 1%, 2%, 3%. Gawin natin hanggang 30%. 30%. Uy, sorry. Mali. Dapat naka-field, series. Nakalimutan ko to. Dapat naka-column. So, increment of 1%. Ibig sabihin, magdadagdag siya ng 1%, 1%. Starting with 1%. Stop value, gawin natin 30%. Okay. So, there guys, mabilis, no? Hanggang 30% na siya. Up to 30%, and then let's use the power of 72. 72. Yan. Okay, so it's equal to 72. And then once again, guys, if we fix natin yung row, para hindi siya susunod along the row, divided by the quantity this percent times 100. Kasi dapat tatanggalin natin yung percent. Okay, so that's 72 years. Pag 1%, di ba kanina yan? Click down. Okay, so you can see here guys na depende dun sa interest rate. Pag 30%, 2.4 years lang, doble na yung pera. Okay? Pag 7%, 10.29 years. Alright. Sige, pause muna ako. Any questions guys about this? About the power of compounding and about the doubling effect. We can either use yung function Excel, mamaya titingnan natin yun, or just 72 as a hindi naman siya as the ano ba tawag dito? 72 divided by the percent, yun na lang. Okay, paki-chat nga guys kung so far clear yan, kung may questions ba. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, salamat ha, salamat. Yan. Very good. Appreciate guys your responses. Okay, thank you so much. Although alam ko na hindi pa nag 100% yun. Pero sana next time pag may mga ganyan questions, sana all of you will respond. Okay, thank you. I think we reached more than 50% response. Maraming salamat guys. Okay, then let's go back to our lesson. Okay, so let me just summarize once again. So far, ang ginawa natin yung compounding. Kinuha natin yung future value based on ng 1 million. Again, guys, indifferent tayo, no? So for example, ito, which will we choose? 1 million today or 83 billion in 100 years time at 12%? So theoretically, mathematically, pareho lang yan, guys. Pareho lang yan. Of course, pag mag-introduce tayo ng certain conditions sa kunyari, ito na pipiliin ko yung 1 million ngayon kasi wala na ako after 100 years. Of course, that sounds reasonable. Pero ang tanong lang naman natin, equivalent ba yung 83 billion sa 1 million? 83 billion which we'll get in 100 years time at 12% sa 1 million today. Okay, equivalent ba sila? Yes. Yun ang answer doon. So sino pipiliin natin, si 1 million or si 83 billion? 100 years from now at 12%. Indifferent tayo. Ibig sabihin indifferent. Pareho lang kasi yan. Pareho lang yan. Okay, not, guys, excluding yung ibang factors na sinasabi natin na kunyari, wala na tayo in 100 years, etc. No? But we're just looking at the theoretical construct na pareho lang yung 1 million today at saka 83 billion in 100 years time at 12%. Okay? All right. So the reverse, guys, is, okay, tanggalin ko lang to. Okay. Given the future value, pwede rin natin makuha si present value. So ang tanong, meron tayong 9.6 million in 20 years time with the interest rate of 12%. Magkano siya ngayon? Magkano dapat yung i-invest natin ngayon for 20 years at 12% para makakuha tayo ng 9.646 million? No? 9.6 million. Okay? So, well, pag ang hinahanap yung ngayon, given the future, then that's discounting. Okay? Given sa atin yung future, ang hinahanap yung value ngayon, that's what we call discounting. And then the formula for that is whatever the future value is times your discount rate. So let's see, let's compute using the formula. So this is equal to our FB times 1 plus the rate, okay, and then raised to the negative t. Yan. So that's the formula for discounting. Right? Or pwede rin natin magamit is equal to future value then divided by 1 plus the rate raised to the positive t naman. So it will give you the same answer, no? Based on algebra. Okay, 1 million pa rin. Okay, so it doesn't matter, guys, whether you choose 9.6 million in 20 years time at 12% or 1 million today, they are equivalent. So the function in Excel is PV naman. kanina, to get the future value, we use FB. To get the present value, you get PV. And I'm going to put negative here kasi guys, alam natin na ibibigay sa atin ni Excel negative. So we're not interested in the nature of the transaction. What I'm interested in is the value. Rate at 12%, comma, N per is 20, comma, there's no PMT. This is just a single cash flow, comma, future value is 9.6. Okay, there, it's 1 million. So pareho lang, guys. Okay, so that proves, guys, that 9.6 million in 20 years at 12% is equivalent to 1 million now. Okay? All right. Any questions, guys? Clear ba so far yung equivalent ng future value at saka present value? Okay, I hope I get many responses. Clear ba siya, guys? May question ba? Okay, dali ah. Simon, may exam, may ano dito. Let me just see. Okay, thank you for the others na clear, no? So Simon, paki-share yung question mo sa iba, please. Okay, here. Is this certain po ba? For example, based on the given 1 million in 100 years that has a 12% rate, is it certain it's equivalent to more than 83 billion? 83 billion after 100 years, ha? Okay, ang assumption dito, Simon, that's a good question. The assumption is fixed yung rate, no? Fixed yung rate. Okay, and it does not consider yung sinasabi mo na inflation, no? Okay, so technically, pag ipapasok natin inflation, mababago yung computation natin. So this, guys, very simplified na ano to, no? Simplified na pag-compute lang ng ng future value or present value. Ang assumptions nito, okay, walang inflation. Ang inflation natin captured na dun sa rate, dun sa 12%. Na-capture na dun yung inflation. Okay, so that's the assumption here. Of course, sa totoong buhay, pwede naman incorporate natin yung effect ng inflation. So magbabago yung rate niyan. So there will be a different way to compute if we, for example, kasi yung inflation, guys, forecast din natin yan, no? Kasi hindi naman tayo certain na after 10 years ito yung inflation. So there are ways, econometric ways, in order to, for example, assume kung magkano yung magiging rate ng inflation, tapos isasama natin yun sa sa interest rate. So that's a very good question, no? Ang assumption dito, yung rate natin na 12%, it already includes yung effect ng inflation. Okay, if that's the case, guys, then we can conclude, we can infer that hindi okay yung yung equivalency natin will be correct, no? Kasi ina-assume natin na yung 12% natin yan, it already includes the impact of inflation. But that's a very good question, Simon. Thank you so much for that. Did that answer your question, Simon? Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Simon. Thank you for that very beautiful question. Very good question. Okay, so clear na tayo, guys, sa present value natin. Okay, yung equivalency din, guys. Again, the assumption here is yung 12% kasama na dyan yung lahat, no? Yung interest rate, yung inflation, etc. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Let's go to annuity. Yung annuity, guys, it's a uniform stream of cash flows. Dalawang klase ng annuity. You have annuity ordinary and annuity due. Okay, take a look at this, guys. These are both annuities of 5 years. Ang kaibahan, bakit 5 years siya, guys? Limang cash flow natin dito. Okay? And ang kaibahan nito, yung isa ordinary, yung isa due. Ang difference sila, guys, si ordinary, it starts at the end of the period. So kunyari, the transaction starts here, the payment starts, or the cash flow starts after the beginning, one period after the beginning. On the other hand, si due, immediately yan. So pareho lang silang cash flow na tigto 2,000. Nagkakaiba sila dun sa kung kailan nagsisimula. Si ordinary, guys, after one period, si due immediately. Okay, but both of these are annuities of 5 periods. Ha? So hindi natin sinasabi ng si annuity due dito, it's an annuity of 4 periods. No, it's also an annuity of 5 periods. Only that the cash flow starts immediately. Okay, from this diagram, guys, we can conclude that sino mas malaking present value? Of course, mas malaking present value si annuity due. And since mas malaking present value niya, mas malaki din yung future value niya. Kasi the future value, diba, is dependent on the present value. Take a look at the formula, guys. Diba? Si future value is a function of the present value. So the higher the present value, natural, guys, mas mataas si future value. And comparing annuity ordinary and annuity due, guys, mas malaki yung present value, ergo, mas malaki yung future value din ni annuity due. Okay, so let's have an example here. Okay, dito, kung pwede lang, guys, kung if you're using the blank cell, the template, okay, then ang problem natin dito, ang problem dito, you have 100, an annuity of 100. This is annuity ordinary, di ba? Ordinary siya, guys, kasi ito yung simula ng transaction at year 0, but the cash flow starts at the end of year 0, so year 1. And ilang years yan? 30. So this is an annuity of 100 for 30 years. So pwede natin tanungin, ano yung equivalent nito? So if we want to compute ano yung present value niya, ano yung equivalent ng 100, how much is 100, an annuity of 100 for 30 years today, if the rate of return is, dito ginagawa nating rate is 10%, no? Okay, so there are two ways to compute this. Number one is, actually three ways, no? Number one is, we do not use the annuity. We look at 100 as a future value and then convert each of them into the present value. So magkano yung 100 in 1 year's time ngayon? Magkano yung 200 in 1 year's time ngayon? Magkano yung 300 in 3 years' time ngayon? Okay, obviously, guys, you know already that we cannot add this because they belong to different time frames. So ang gagawin natin, i-convert natin siya into its equivalent present value. So remember, guys, di ba, pwede nating i-convert siya into its equivalent present value. Okay? And then that makes it, guys, indifferent tayo kung pipili natin yung 100 after 1 year or yung present value ngayon. Now, after converting it into its present value, since lahat sila naka-present value na, lahat sila nasa time 0 na, then we can now add this. So that's what this problem is telling us. No? So we can now compute for the present value. We use the FPV function in Excel. Rate is at 10%. Okay, since we're going to copy this to the right, yung 10% natin, i-fix natin yung column. No need to fix row 11 kasi ang paggamit natin ng formula, ang pag-copy natin to the right naman. So row 16, kung saan yung formula natin, hindi naman magbabago yung row 16. So we just want for it to be pegged here. Okay? And copy. And per is ito, no? So for this 100, it's starting at year 1, comma, there's no PMT. Hindi natin ginagamit yung 100 na PMT. Ang ginagamit natin yung all of the cash flows as a future value. And then ignore the type, guys, kasi hindi naman annuity yan. Enter. So ano ibig sabihin ng 90.91? Yung 100 pesos that you'll get in 1 year's time is equivalent to 90.91 today if the rate is 10%. Okay, therefore we can now copy this to the right. And you can see that habang lumalayo ng lumalayo, guys, yung cash flow, lumiliit na lumiliit yung present value. Diba? Why? Kasi nga yung formula, tingnan yung formula ng discounting. Diba? Take a look at the formula of discounting. It's 1 over 1 plus r raised to the t. No? So pag lumalaki na lumalaki yung t, lumalaki na lumalaki yung discount factor natin, lumiliit ng lumalaki na lumalaki yung denominator, liliit ng liliit yung present value. So that's what's happening. No? Our present value keeps on decreasing over the years until such time, guys, na if we extend this, kunyari up to 100 years, halos zero value na yan. Halos zero na yung present value. Okay, so question, guys. Please chat na lang kung yes or no. Can we now add this? 90.91, 82.64. Can we now add them? Paki-chat please kung yes or no. Okay, I'll wait for a few more answers. 4 pala yung sumagot. Any other answers, guys? About the rest of the class? Ang question ko, pwede na ba natin i-add si 90.91, 82.64, 75.13? Okay, very good. 1/3 na yung sumasagot. A few more, guys. Kahit maka 20 students tayo, no? Hindi ko pa tinitingnan yung answers nyo, but once I check the chat. So, yan, a few more seconds, a few more seconds. So, 16 pa lang. Sana umabot ng 20, guys. Konti pa, konti pa. Let's do it, this guys. Let's do this. Yan, konti pa, konti pa. So, yan, thank you, thank you. 70% response rate will be okay. Konti pa, 21 daw, 21 ang response rate dapat natin. 70%. Go guys, you can do this. Okay, may 13 pang hindi sumasagot. I just need a few more from you guys. Question, pwede na ba natin i-add yan? O, 3 pa. Aalis na yung jeep guys. Yan, dalawa pa. Yan, okay, one more. One more. Yan, okay, sige, naka 70% na tayo. Let me see your answer. Yes. Sana yes lahat. Yes. Yan, good. Yes, correct guys. Very good, very good. Okay, tama kayong lahat guys. Tama. Yes, pwede na. Kasi lahat yan present value na. So, if we sum this up, it's equal to sum natin. Okay, then control enter. Okay, it's 942.69. Ano ibig sabihin nun, guys? Yung equivalent ng 100 na annuity for 30 years at 10%, it's 942.69 now. Okay? Pareho lang yan. So again, indifferent tayo dun kasi these are equivalent cash flows. So from 100 na annuity, 30 years at 10%, sinasabi natin na pareho lang yan sa 942.69 if we're going to get it now. Okay, of course, the faster way is use the annuity itself. No? So PV, no? Ang rate natin 10%, comma. Ang NPER natin is ilang years yung annuity natin? 30 years. Okay, comma. 30 years annuity. Tapos PMT natin, ito 100. Yan. So we're now using the 100 as our PMT. Okay? So, yan ang sinasabi natin kay Excel. Pakihanap nga yung present value kung meron tayong rate na 10%, 30 years na annuity na 100. So may intindihan ni Excel yan na 100 to na 100 to na 30 to na 100. Then comma, future value wala, so ignore the future value. Then type. Ito na yung paggamit ng type natin. Ang type guys, either 0 or 1. 0 is the end of the period which is annuity ordinary. 1 is the beginning of the period which is annuity due. Okay, kung walang sinasabi kung anong annuity guys, always assume that it is annuity ordinary. Let me repeat, if there's no mention kung anong klaseng annuity, although dito kita natin, di ba? Here we know graphically that this is an annuity ordinary kasi andito yung transaction year 0, tapos na nagsimula yung cash flow at the end of the first period. So that's why this should be 0. Okay, 0. And we get the same answer, 942.69. Or, since this is 0 guys, 0 din to, wala na akong future value, pwede natin tanggalin to. No? And just ignore that there. And then you'll get the same answer, 942.69. Okay, pause muna ako guys. Questions ba dito? Clear ba? Clear? So, pakitype na lang kung clear o no question o yes, kung clear naman. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, wala namang clear, guys. A few more. Ayan, salamat. Okay, very good. Okay, thank you so much. Yan. Oops, sandali. Baka may question dito. Wait lang. John, paki-share yung question nyo sa class. John, yan. Okay, thank you, John. What if need mo yung PV every period? Makukuha din po kasi sa function. Yeah, we did that, di ba? Every period, ito yun. Ito. Nag-PV tayo dito. So dito ang ginawa natin, every year, kinuha natin yung PV niya. So I think this is what, is this what you're asking? Ito. Yung ba, John? Okay. Yeah, thank you, John. Thank you. Yeah, that's a very good question and I do appreciate that. Okay, salamat. Okay, so dito ang kinukuha natin, yung PV ng bawat period. Okay. So what about, guys, kung clear na yon, ito naman, guys, annuity. Tanggalin ko to, ha. This is annuity ordinary. Kasi nagsimula yung 100 sa year 0. Tapos pagdating sa year 30, wala na. So this is also an annuity of 30 kasi 30 din yung cash flow natin. No? Okay? Wala lang tayo sa dulo sa year 30 kasi nagsimula tayo sa year 0. So this is also an annuity. Pareho lang yan dito sa parehong tigo 100 sila. Yung nga lang ito, nagsisimula kaagad yung cash flow immediately. Tapos sa dulo wala. Ito naman hanggang year 30. Yung annuity ordinary pero wala siya sa simula. Okay, so again guys, we can we will compute for, delete ko muna to. I-delete natin yung compute natin yung present value. Present value rate is at 10%. Since I'm going to copy the formula to the right, so if you fix ko yung column, okay, and then copy. Okay, that's the rate, and then n per is starting with 0, comma. Hindi ko i-fix to kasi i-copy natin to the right. PMT ignore kasi titingnan natin yung present value ng bawat future value. Okay, ignore the type since it's not an annuity. Enter. So as expected, guys, ang present value ng 100 ngayon is also 100. Kasi wala namang tayong compounding period, no? Wala tayong discounting period. 0 din yan, 0 years. Okay, if I copy this to the right hanggang year 29, okay, so 6.3, which is the same, no? 6.3, 6.3. Okay, 6.93. So pareho sila mga future na mga present value. Kasi pareho lang naman yung cash, tsaka pareho yung interest rate na 10%. Okay, so if we now add this, okay, tingnan nyo guys, no? Mas malaki yung yung present value ni ni annuity ordinary kasi nga dito immediately may 100 tayo. Okay, dito wala. Okay, and then if we use the PV function of Excel, negative PV, okay, gagamitin natin yung annuity. Ang rate, the rate is 10%, comma, n per natin, ups, dapat nakafix to. Nakafix yung column. Ay, no, sorry. Not needed kasi isang formula lang to. No need to fix anything. I'm not going to copy this formula. Comma, ilan yung n per? 30, guys. 30 kahit nagtapos sa 29, no? Okay, take note of that kasi dito marami nagkakamali, no? Kasi annuity, annuity due. So, nagsimula kaagad yung cash flow from year 0. So, 30-year period yan. No? Comma, PMT natin yung 100. Okay, ignore the type. Okay, now take note of this. Ignore the future value. Now, since this is an annuity due, dapat may 1 dito sa type. Kasi guys, kung wala tayong linagay na 1, that will become annuity ordinary, magiging pareho siya na nasa taas. Okay? So you see guys, na pareho yung ano. Same answer, 1036.96 using the present value of the annuity itself. Ito present value ng future values nitong bawat isang cash flow na yan. Okay, clear guys yung annuity ordinary, annuity due? Clear siya? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yung iba guys, yan, salamat. Okay, very good, very good. Okay, please don't hesitate to ask questions, guys. Kasi nasa learning journey tayo. I really appreciate questions. Okay, so summarize lang natin to. Okay, here you have the formula for, may dalawang formulas ako na linagay dito. Number one, here you're computing for the payment. No? Okay, kung i-compute natin yung payment, yung annuity, dapat makuha natin 100. Dito naman, we're computing for the present value. So first, let's take a look at how to compute for the present value. Tanggalin ko to. So to compute for the present value of an annuity, use this formula. Now, ang ginawa natin dito guys, binigyan natin ng pangalan to. Okay, so you notice that this one, itong payment na to, if you look at the name box guys, may pangalan siya na P. Okay? Tapos ito, binigyan natin ng pangalan na rate, no? Yung word na rate. Tapos ito, we gave it a name N. Okay, para mas madaling ano yung formula. No? So let's compute for the present value of an annuity. Okay, dapat dito ina-expect natin 942, no? So using this formula, okay, we have this one is equal to P. Ano yung P natin? Ito. Ayan, P. Yung payment natin, yung annuity natin, times, okay, then let's just multiply the factor. 1 minus, comma, 1 plus, then you have the rate. I'm typing R-A-T, okay, rate. That's one advantage of giving it name, makikita natin. And then, raised to the negative n. Ba? Negative n yung ano natin. Oops, mali. Negative n. Small n lang dapat. So that will be your numerator and then divided by the denominator, which is rate. Yeah. So that's the formula. That's the formula. So I'll flash that for a few seconds, guys. Paki-chat nga kung anong answer na nakukuha niyo. Can you chat, please? What answer are you getting? Ina-expect natin dito guys yung 942.69. Kasi ginawa na natin kanina to eh. Did you get 942.69? Okay. All right, very good, very good. So we should be getting 942.69. Okay, 942.69, no? Okay, so We got the same answer, 942.69. Okay, so we use the formula for present value. We can use, guys, yung PV function natin. So dito, is equal to negative PV. Again, ba't tayo nagna-negative? Kasi positive yung annuity natin. We will definitely get a negative answer and we don't want that. So natin, ano lang. So PV, ano yung rate natin? Our rate is, type na lang natin para mabilis. Rate, okay, comma, N per natin is N, diba? But that should be small n lang, comma, PMT natin is RP. Yun yung PMT natin, ito. Okay, and then ignore the future value. And since this is annuity ordinary, you type 0. Or pwede natin ignore yung 0. No? We'll also get 942.69. However, guys, if it's an annuity due, pag annuity due, di ba, negative PV, okay, rate is, then rate, type natin si rate, comma, N per natin is N, comma, PMT natin is 100, that's your P, comma, ignore the future value, and then we have to type here 1 for annuity ordinary. Okay, so we have 1036.96, similar to what we computed kanina. 1036.96. Okay, any questions, guys? Flash ko lang yung formula nito, baka may questions kayo dito. Okay, clear, good, good. Okay, so 1036. Now, dito, guys, we can compute for the future value. Ang galing ko to, no? Okay, given the annuity of 100, yung kanina, pareho lang dito, no? Pwede nating i-compute kung magkano equivalent niya after 30 years. So this is equal to negative FB, a future value natin. So rate, and then N per natin is 30 years then, and then PMT is your P, comma. So present value, wala, kasi ang hinahanap natin dito yung future value. Type 0, kasi annuity ordinary. So we can use this function in Excel. Okay, and then we'll get 16449.40. So ano ibig sabihin yan? Okay, let me illustrate that. We should be very clear about this. No? Ang ibig sabihin yan, yung 100 pesos na annuity for the next 30 years, okay, 100 for the next 30 years, is equivalent to 942.69. Okay, 100 for 30 years, starting with the next year, starting with the first year, okay, kasi annuity ordinary, it's equivalent to 942.69. Or, yung 100 na to, for the next 30 years at 12%, at 10% pala, is equivalent to 16449.40. So since itong 100 na to, equivalent to 942.69, or itong 100 na to, equivalent to 16449, then 942 and 16449 should also be equivalent. Diba? If the present value is equivalent to that 100 annuity and the future value is equivalent to that 100 annuity, then dapat yung present value natin should be equivalent also to the future value 16449. That's why, guys, if we compute for the future value using yung present value na 949.69 and not the annuity, tingnan natin ha, negative FB, okay, ano yung rate natin? Rate natin is that 10%, comma, N per natin is also 30, so N, yung small n, comma, we're not going to use the PMT, we're going to use the present value. Okay, this one. Okay. 16,449. Di ba? So whether you compute for the present value, future value using the annuity or using the present value, it will be the same future value. Kasi nga guys, indifferent tayo sa tatlong to whether it's 942 now or 16,449 16,449 in 30 years time or 100 every year for the next 30 years, we are indifferent to this cash flows kasi they are all equivalent. Okay, is that clear, guys? Okay, looks like walang questions. Punta tayo dito, no? Okay. Dito naman, guys, ang sinosolve natin yung PMT, no? So sabi, 942.69, magkano equivalent na PMT niyan for 30 years at 10% or 16,449.40. So dito, guys, isa lang gagamitin natin hindi pwedeng pareho, no? Kasi ang inaano lang dito, magkano yung 942 now in terms of annuity or magkano yung 16,449 in the future, 30 years into the future, magkano siya ngayon? Magkano yung annuity niyan? So we don't use both. We just use one of them. Okay, kasi di ba mga equivalent values to? Okay, so first let's use the formula muna, no? So ang formula ito. The formula to get the present, the annuity is P, this one. So alam natin, so let's give this a name. Ito binigyan natin, guys, ang pangalan, no? FPV. Okay, we gave it a name PV. Ito bigyan din natin ang pangalan. So let's write here FB. FB. Okay, notice may mga pangalan to. Dapat dito natin ano yun. Okay, anyway. So using the formula to compute for the ito na pala yun, ano? To compute for the annuity, it's equal to the rate times the present value divided by 1 minus 1 plus r raised to the negative n. So let's compute for that. First is the rate. So rate multiplied by the PV. Meron tayong pangalan for PV. Yeah, not the function, guys, but the yellow one. Okay, then divided by 1 minus 1 plus the rate, right? Raised to the negative n, small n. Okay, there. That's the formula, no? To compute for the payment P. Using the present value, the rate, and the n per. Control enter. All right, we get 100. Okay, dito naman, dito, let's use the PMT function using the PV function, PV, and here we use the PMT using the FB. Okay, so write natin, negative PMT ang rate natin, guys, gamitin natin yung ano natin, yung mga pangalan, rate, then comma, n per natin is n, comma, let's use the present value. So PV, PV yung name, okay, and then type, ignore, say this is annuity ordinary, ignore na lang natin, then we should be getting 100. So nung ginamit natin yung 942, guys, to compute for an annuity of 30 years at 10%, so it na-generate natin na ang annuity nun is 100, given ang present value is 942. And it should be the same, guys, kung ginagamit natin yung ano, kung ginagamit natin yung future value, no? So rate, n per is n, comma, PMT Sorry. Ang hinahanap natin is PMT. No? So let's use not the present value, but the future value of 16,449. There. So whether we use the present value or the future value in getting the equivalent annuity, you get 100. So this is proof also that these are all equivalent, no? Equivalent cash flows. Okay. So ito guys, yung last. Okay. Kung mag-extend, sorry guys asking permission to extend mga 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Okay lang ba? Paki-chat na lang please. Para lang matapos natin itong tatlong to. Thank you. Thank you. Kasi 2 minutes lang tayo. Kailangan ko pa ng mga 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Okay, so first let's compute. Ito na muna tayo. No? Sabi dito, again, ang gagamitin natin equivalent. You have an annuity of 100 for 30 years. Ang equivalent na 942.69. Paano siya naging equivalent? Ano yung rate? Ano yung interest rate? So that's what we're looking for. No? So ang gagamitin natin, siyempre yung rate function. Rate. Not this name guys, no? But this one. Okay, yung rate function. So ang hinahanap sa atin, N per. Alam naman natin, N per natin yung N, di ba? That's 30 years. Comma. Ano yung PMT natin? That's your P. Diba? That's our P, which is our ito, no? Yung payment natin. This one. That's our annuity. P, comma. Tapos, gamitin natin guys si present value. Ang present value natin is 942.69. Okay, so hindi natin gagamitin si future value. Yung type, ignore kasi ordinary naman to. Or if you want, ignore future value and then type 0 here. Kasi ordinary annuity to. Okay, if you press enter, now ang question, bakit nagkaka-error tayo? Why are we getting an error term? Okay, we are getting an error term because we violated. Okay, wait dapat ito gawin natin PV. PV, yung present value. Yan. We get an error term because we violated yung principle ni Excel na yung sensitive sa direction ng cash flow. Dito ang sinasabi natin, ang annuity natin positive and then the present value is positive. So parehong inflow yun, which is wrong. Okay, kaya nga nagiging answer natin dito, number, error term. So dapat guys, kasi transactional yung pag-consider ni Excel, dapat either yung annuity is negative or the present value is negative. So gawin natin negative to. So ito, tama na to. Kasi tama ni direction ng cash flow. Kung ang P natin positive, therefore ang negative, ang PV natin dapat negative. Control enter. So we now get 10%. Or pwedeng ito yung negative, ito yung positive. Pag ginawa natin naman parehong negative, mali din yun. No? Kasi hindi pa pwedeng transaction na parehong outflow. Error din to. So one of them has to be negative, the cash flow. Okay, kaya 10%. Okay, that's why guys, mali hindi tayo pwede maglagay ng negative dito. Kasi rate cannot be negative. Okay? Ang pwede lang maging negative yung mga cash flows, yung present value, yung future value, at saka yung PMT. Okay? So this is the way to go about it. So I can just press positive P, negative PV. Enter. There. Okay, so dito naman, using the future value, ganun din rate. Rate. So N per natin is N. Should be the small n, comma. PMT is our big P, comma. PV natin is ang gagamitin natin, FB. So hindi pala natin nabigyan ng pangalan to. Nabigyan ba natin ng pangalan sa FB? Wala, no? So i-highlight ko na lang itong future value na to na 16,449. Okay, so that's, again guys, dapat may isang negative dito. So let me just put negative here to the FD, otherwise magna-number na naman tayo. There, 10%. Okay, so the same here guys, sa N per. So this is equal to N per. N per, no? So N per, ang rate natin is, again, rate, comma, PMT is, our PMT is capital P, then comma, PV is, we can use the PV function, okay, PV, the PV name, okay, yan. Kaso guys, may isang, again guys, mali yung maglalagay tayo ng negative dito. So hindi natin pwedeng lagyan ng negative si N per at saka si rate. Ang pwede lang natin lagyan ng negative yung mga cash flows natin. So P pwede natin lagyan, PV pwede natin lagyan, FV pwede natin lagyan, PMT no? O yung P. No? So dito lagyan natin ng negative P na lang. There. So it's 30, it's correct. No? 30 years. Okay, so may I request you guys please kung pwede para mas mabilis tayo next meeting. Kasi gusto natin guys na medyo at pace tayo dun sa ibang section. If you take a look at this guys, kung pwede guys, pakipanood si number 4. Si video, si time value of money 2. Kasi dito sa time value of money 2, ang dinidiscuss natin dyan ito. No? Ito yung dinidiscuss natin. So hanggang dito please. Para sa first part, very quickly, didiscuss natin to para makahabol tayo dito sa portion na to at saka sa, ang susunod kasi natin yung amortization. Okay, do I have your commitment please? Kung pwedeng pakinood tong video number 4. Paki-chat naman please o kung may kayo, kung may commitment kayo na panoodin yun. Sana please, sana I get a 100% yes. Please spare some time, mga mga 1.5 hours. Then thank you so much. I really appreciate it, no? Para next meeting, mabilis tayo dyan sa portion na yon, no? Mabilis lang tayo. Tapos pupunta na tayo dun sa mga susunod. Okay? All right. Thank you very much, guys. Salamat. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Please have a nice afternoon. Please have a very safe afternoon ahead. Okay. Ingat, guys. Ingat and salamat.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Salamat.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Salamat. So, yung papacheck ng attendance, meron ba? Anyone who will have his or her attendance check?
Ako po, sir.
Okay, sige. Ano ko rin attendance, ha? Family name, please.
Gonzales po.
Gonzales. Okay, Serge.
Opo.
Okay, kita mo yung screen, Serge.
Yes po.
Chinek ko na, ha?
Opo, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Serge. Okay. Sino pa? Julian, are you here? Wala si Julian. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Keep safe, everyone.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes? Sige.
Sir, yung quiz 1 po.
Liam, ano na lang, ha? May klase ka ba after this?
4 o'clock. 4 o'clock po yung dismissal.
Sige. So, i-PM mo na lang ako ngayon at may connection naman tayo sa PM, ano?
Inbox? Canvas?
Sa Messenger.
I'll find your account po.
Sige, Bobby Bailon, ha? I-PM mo ko ngayon tapos I'll call you from there, no?
Okay.
Sige, now na, ha? Para mapag-usapan na natin. May pasok ka ba ng 12:45?
Yes.
May pasok ka?
Yes, sir.
Sige. After 4 na lang. After 4, you chat with me, ha?
Okay.
Okay, kasi may klase ka na eh. Mamaya na lang, okay? And we set the time, ha?
Sige po.
Okay, thank you, Liam.
Thank you.